All right, hello, students. Today we're moving on with lesson 18, distances on a coordinate plane. Um, so we're going to find how we determine distance between 2 points on a coordinate plane. So let's go over the opening exercise. Four friends are touring on motorcycles. They come to an intersection of two roads. The roads are not continuous straight, and the other is perpendicular. So one just simply goes straight, the other is perpendicular. So let's go ahead. They're going to have us draw it out. So let's go ahead and just start drawing. So we're driving down a road. This just is going to continue straight. And the other road is perpendicular, which simply means a 90-degree angle. So, of course, what we're talking about here is a coordinate plane. So we keep reading. It says, and the others, okay, the sign of the intersection shows distances of several towns. So here are the different towns and the different miles. It says, draw a map/diagram of the road. So we kind of drew the road and use the information on the sign to answer the following questions. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of label these points on this coordinate plane. So let's first go ahead and talk about Albertsville is 8 miles to the left. So if we're sitting here at the intersection is right here at the origin where they cross. If we go, and then the arrow is pointing to the left, so if we go 8 miles to the left here, let's go and put an 8. We run into Albertsville, so let's go ahead and just put an A underneath it. So just quick labeling. If I continue straight 3 miles, I run to Blossville, so let's go up here to 3. And let's go ahead and put a B for Blossville. If I continue straight even further and go up here to 12, I run into Cheyenne, so let's go and put a C for Cheyenne. And if I just determine if I'm at this intersection and go right, I run into Dewey Falls, 6 miles. So about right here. As you can see, this is just a quick sketch. This is not an appropriate coordinate plane for plotting points. It's a sketch kind of where we're at. We're right here at the origin, and kind of this map is telling us 3 miles going to the left, forward, and then to the right. So based on this and based on this information, we're going to answer the next few questions. So let's go ahead and look at the next activity or next question. Oops, I went the wrong way. All right, here we go. This is what yours should look like. It should say, what is the distance between Albertsville and Dewey Falls? Well, Albertsville goes to the left 8 miles. Now you can use, we can kind of refer back to our chart up here. Albertsville, it goes 8 miles to the left. Dewey Falls goes 6 miles to the right. So if we kind of break it down, just kind of talk about those two items. We're talking about a straight line here, and we're sitting here right in the middle. Well, if I go 8 miles this way, I run into Albertsville. If I go 6 miles this way, I run into Dewey's Falls. So what is the distance between these 2 points if I'm sitting right here at the origin? Well, this is exactly what we're talking about with positive and negative numbers. This is 8 miles this way, or 8 miles to get to where I'm at. So this is 8. This is 6 miles this way. So since they're going opposite directions from me, I would just simply add these two together. How far apart are they? Well, I would add 8 plus 6. 8 plus 6, of course, is 14. So they have a distance of 14 miles. Now I can't just go in there and just add numbers together. I have to look at direction. Since I'm sitting here, and actually I should probably mark it with a different color to make it a little more clear. If I'm sitting here at the red, Albertsville is 8 miles one way. Dewey Falls is 6 miles the other way. The distance between both of them, you have to simply add those two numbers together. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and look at the next one. The next one says, what is the distance between Blossville and Cheyenne? So this one, come on, talk about both of these are heading in an upwards direction. So right now I'm down here at the intersection or the origin. If I go up 3, that gets me to the Blossville. If I go up 12, it gets me to Cheyenne. Well, these ones I wouldn't add together because this Blossville, the 3 is 3 miles from me. Cheyenne is 12 miles from me, but the question is how far apart are they from each other? Well, that's not 15. We wouldn't add those. But because they're both going the same direction, they're both going upwards, we would subtract them. They're both going the same direction, we subtract the numbers. And so, of course, I get 12 minus 3, and I believe that gives me 9. So that would be 9 miles. All right, so there you go. That's how you would determine that. They're both going the same direction. Okay, we're talking about from 0. So we just simply subtract them. If we kind of look at the one before it, this is almost like having this is a -8 and this is a +6. They're going in opposite directions. On this one, they're both positives. They're both going the same direction. So therefore, they're both having the same on the same side of the origin or same side of 0. All right, if we go look at the last part of this, it says on a coordinate plane, what represents the intersection of the two roads? Well, I kind of already said this already. That would be the intersection would be represented by the origin. So let's go ahead and just type that out. On a coordinate plane, the intersection would be represented by the origin. So the intersection is represented by the origin. There you go. All right, so that's kind of an introduction to kind of what we're going to be doing. And the next one, we're going to start talking about how this really relates on a coordinate plane.